Hallelujah. The birth of praise. Hallelujah. The birth of praise. Give you glory, God. The birth of praise. He beginneth the reading of God's holy word. It's not what I prepared, but it's what God wants to speak. And I pray that it bless you tonight. Genesis chapter 29, verse 1. Then Jacob went on his journey and came into the land of the people of the east. And he looked, and behold, a well in the field, and lo, there were 3 flocks of sheep lying by. For out of that well they watered the flocks, and a great stone was upon the well's mouth, and neither were all the flocks together. And they rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the sheep, and put the stone again upon the well's mouth in its place. And Jacob said unto them, my brethren, whence be you? And they said, of Haran are we. And he said unto them, know you Laban, son of Nahor? And they said, we know him. This is when Jacob was running away. Jacob and Esau, he had a brother. And he disguised himself as the elder brother. And at this point, he had to run away from home because his brother wanted to kill him because he took that inheritance from his brother. So this is where we at now. He's on the run. He's on the run from his brother, and he's finding his uncle. Nahor is his uncle. So at that time, and he said to him, know you Nahor, the son of Nahor? They said, we know him. And he said unto them, is he well? And they said, he is well. And behold, Rachel, his daughter, cometh with the sheep. So now this is his first meeting with Rachel, the young lady, Rachel. She said, she's coming now with the sheep. And he said, look, is it yet high day? Neither is it time that the cattle should be gathered together. Will they eat the sheep and go and feed them? Right? He said, usually you don't take care of the sheep in the afternoon. You do it early in the morning. But you can see one thing about Rachel. She was a go-getter. And she did things that she had to do. I want to take my time to set it up because there's a couple of things twisted in the story you're going to get. So I want you to bear with me tonight, but we're going to go somewhere. Is that all right? But there's a drama, there's a story all up in this. There's a story all up in it, and maybe you there, maybe you will get there someday, or you've been there, but you're going to get something out of the story. So, and they say, we cannot until all the flocks be gathered together until they roll the stone from the well's mouth. Then we water the sheep. Sometimes, if you notice that, he said, why is it that? Because we got to wait for somebody to roll the water from the well's mouth. Sometimes you know where the thing is, but it's still covered. It takes people to take the well off so you can drink. Lord have mercy. Sometimes you can know where the water is, but it's locked up. Sometimes in life you can know what God wants to do the way it needs to be done, but something is blocking for you to have from that very thing that you're believing for. So sometimes you know it, and sometimes it's about the waiting. Most of our lives we have to wait on people to open the well's mouth for us, and that's the whole point. So she said that the reason I'm coming in high day is I have to wait for somebody to open the door for me, so I can make the sheep drink some water. And especially a woman, it lets you know there was no man there. There was no man there, so she was the one taking care of stuff. Okay, and nothing with the men, it's not going against men, but she was taking care of stuff. She was making sure her father's sheep but she had to wait for somebody to take the well, take the stone from the well's mouth. Then we water the sheep. Sometimes you're waiting for someone to take the stone from the well's mouth so you can have something in life. And that's the biggest this thing in your life, waiting. The waiting game is something. Sometimes your urgency is not other people's urgency. Sometimes you got to wait. Sometimes you holding on for other people in the time they have to do so. See, when you are depending on people, they take their time. You need it today, but they say, I told you I'm coming. I told you, come on, you wait on me. I told you I was coming. I told you I'm going to do this for you. So we found out that, this woman had to wait. That's why she came at this time. And while he yet stayed with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, but she kept them. You see that, right? She's the one who done the man's job. She was keeping the stuff. She was keeping. Usually we find men taking care of the sheep, but Rachel was the one. Oh, you got to understand, when he saw that chick, he was in love with her. You're going to find out something. And Jacob kissed Rachel, right? Now, well, let me go to verse 10. And it came to pass when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. Now we see him. See, that's why you could look at, there was a connection between Jacob and Rachel. She was a woman who's doing her thing, and she's doing that work, and he saw her, especially she was family. She was maybe cousin or something like that, his uncle, cousin. So he was.
Yep. Come on with it.
Okay. All right. He was.
First cousin.
And at that point, we found out it came to pass when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house. And he told Laban what of all these things. So he finally found her family. But there was something about her that attracted him from the beginning.
That's right.
There's something special about a woman trying to do her thing. She was taking care of the sheep. She was doing the thing, and he saw that. Because if you look at it, Jacob had that mentality. Jacob was a go-getter himself. He went and got his brother's inheritance.
That's right.
So he was a go-getter, but there was something, a soul connection between him and Rachel. Okay, and Laban said to him, and she brought him home. She said, I found my cousin. Laban said, your family, and she brought him home. And Laban said to him, surely thou art my bone and my flesh. And he abode with him the space of a month. And Laban said unto Jacob, because thou art my brother, shalt thou now therefore serve me for nothing? Tell me, where shall thy wages be? He said, look, you be kin to me, so you don't have to work for free. So tell me what wages that you want. And Laban had two daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. So Jacob had something for the younger one, the younger Rachel. Leah was tender-eyed.
All right.
I ain't going to get me in trouble. I'm not going there, but I'm saying what the Bible said. Maybe she had a lazy eye. Okay, she had a lazy eye, and Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. I didn't say, the Bible said it. There was something about Rachel that he liked. So he liked beautiful things, right? And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. He knew what he liked. He said, I want the young one. So he said, I'm going to serve you for 7 years for her. Amen. 7 years, I'm going to serve you for that. I want the young one. So now, and Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than that should give her to another man abide with me. He said, it's better for me to give you to you, your family, than to give it to somebody you don't know. Keep it in the family. So he stayed with him. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, the younger one. Remember that. He served 7 years for Rachel, the younger one, and they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had to her. When you love somebody, you don't mind serving them. When you love somebody, you don't mind doing for them. He loved her so much. Could you imagine that you worked 7 years for a woman that you love? Brother. Hallelujah. 7 years. He waited. He put in time. Hard work. Real hard work for her. What does it mean, brothers? There's nothing wrong with a hard work for somebody you love. There's nothing wrong for you working hard for somebody. If you really love her, you work hard together.
Right.
If you really love her, you do whatever it takes. Okay, the lady's trying to look, stop, pastor. You know, if you love her, I told you this is where the Lord take me. If you love her, you're going to do things for her. If you love her, you're going to work. You're going to do certain things to get that woman. You're going to do whatever it takes. Now look at this. And now, in 21, and Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her. I want my stuff so I can do what I got to do with her. I waited 7 years. I'm not waiting another day. I waited 7 years, brother. I'm not waiting 2 seconds. I want my wife. I want that young one. I want Rachel. And then guess what happened? And tonight, and he said, and Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast, right? A big party for that night. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah, his daughter, and brought her to him, and he went in unto her. So now, instead of getting the young one, he brought the older one. And Jacob, so much, sometimes, you know, you say, how can he not know that was not Rachel? He didn't care. He waited so long. Yeah. And now, one of the customs, there's put veils over the bride. So you couldn't really see who it was. So and it was dark, and it was I'm sure he had some lamps going, turn it off. We don't need to see them. We're going to, I want you tonight. So now he turned it off, and when he went in, you know, he's going to get a surprise of his life. We're going to get somewhere. We're going to get somewhere. And it came to pass that he took Leah, his daughter, and brought her to him, and he went into her. Tell somebody he got tricked. Sometimes what we want is not what we get.
All right. How about that?
Oh, God have mercy. Brother, sometimes you, I don't want to get in trouble, but Lord have mercy. Sometimes you work hard to get it, but when you get it, you find out that that's not what you want.
That ain't it.
I'm trying to be nice. I don't want to start no trouble tonight. I don't want to get no nothing. See, so now he worked hard, but guess what happened? He got tricked. Sometimes you got tricked. Sometimes you get tricked in life. You think you know, this is the man you go and get that you bought at the store, and you come home. It was a prototype of what it was the real one. You understand? You get disappointed in life. You thought this is what you wanted. So now, you know, his uncle tricked him. Sometimes the funny thing is you don't expect trickery from family.
No, you don't.
You expect family to do right by you. He worked hard. Give him his woman. But guess what the uncle did? See, that tells you something about him, and that tells you that one thing, Jacob means the trickster. The trickster is being tricked. You wrote exactly. The trickster is being tricked. So now, we find out, and Laban gave unto him his daughter Leah, right? Zilpah, his maid for a handmaid. So he gave the older daughter and gave her maid. So he got two women.
Yep. 2 hours.
And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. He got up and he stretched and he looked. It wasn't the one he bought. He wasn't the one he worked for. She's like, who's this? And especially when he rolled over, he probably saw the lazy eye. And then, I'm trying so hard not to get into trouble tonight. I'm trying to be right. I'm trying to do it right, man. I'm trying to do it right. So he turned around and who's this? What happened? That's not who I worked for. That's not who I did 7 years for. Come on. Sometimes you can be 7 years into a relationship and you turn over one day, you find out that's not what you. All right. I'm trying to be nice. Everybody like, praise him, hallelujah. Praise him. All right. Okay, I don't want to be in nobody's affairs and situations. And he said, what is this that has done? This what you do to me. What is this that thou have done unto me? Did I not serve thee for Rachel? Wherefore then has thou beguiled me? He said, what you tricked me for? So sometimes when you are emotional and you ready for something, sometimes you don't pay attention to details. Sometimes when you are in relationships and you love somebody so much and you care for somebody, you bypass details. And there's an old saying that says that when love is blind. You know, when you love somebody, you don't really look at the details. You don't look at the little things that's going to show the things about, this is not about relationship, but it is about relationship. But this is about the birth of praise. And sometimes you don't pay attention to details until you come one day, your eyes are open, because love is blind. And after all the emotion is over, and after all the feeling, because in love there's certain chemicals that go into your head when you don't think.
Amen.
But when you go home and when you be in a relationship one day, your eyes are open and you say the person changed. They never change. They always been the way they were. But the key about it is you never saw it. Okay. People do not change as you think. You just don't pay attention to the details.
Somebody talks about that, right?
Amen, brother.
Amen.
Sometimes you don't pay attention to the details. And guess what? All of us here, regardless of what it is, you have to pay attention to detail. How many of you walk in a block and you don't pay attention? When you walk down your block today, you didn't pay attention to everything. Believe me, you pay attention to some things, but there's something that you miss. Praise the Lord.
Amen.
You married and you got a haircut and she found out, or he found out 5 days later, that's when you got your haircut. So you look different, baby. That happened 5 days ago. Because the key about us, we pay attention to the larger things in life, but we don't pay attention to the details. The details is what's killing you.
Yes, Lord.
The devil is in the details. Yeah, the fine print that you don't read. You read about all the money you're going to get, but you don't look about if you get it, you know, it's going to take this time and you have to sell your soul to get it.
All right.
It's in the detail. So now, Jacob was so caught up in relationship emotionally because you want this thing. That's why I tell people, if you want it so bad, you can always wait. Don't ever make your decision because of what you really want so bad. You can always wait on time for you to get it. Guess what? Just as long as it's there today, it's going to be there tomorrow. And if people tell you, you got to buy it tonight, tell them, you know what? Go sell it to somebody else. It's in the details. So Jacob got up. You know, could you imagine? He worked hard. All his mind, he probably thinking about all them 7 years. Well, I'm going to get me Rachel. Oh, man, I'm going to get her. Oh. He worked hard. While he working hard, scrubbing, he working for her, brother. He's doing all these things. And then he get up in the morning, he did his thing, and he got up, he's like, hold up, what happened? That's not the one I bargained for. Sometimes in life, that's the way we are. That's not what we bargained for. That's not what we work hard for. And it can be a career, and it can be a relationship, it can be a marriage, it can be a friendship. And you wasted years until you find certain things that you never thought that you knew before. And then you're like, that's not what I bargained for. Why did you do it? And why did you trick me? And most of us in our lives have been tricked by people and by things. Because there are people who understand that if I can disguise it, if I can hide it, I'll trick you. Well, I'm talking tonight. Some people hide their insecurity, the way they are, who they are, until you get into the marriage and you find out who they are. Until you get into the relationship. Until your guard is down, that's when you find. Until you sign it on the dotted line. Until your heart is captured.
How about that?
That's when you find out. And now it's too late. Because I want to paint a picture. Because guess what? Jacob is no different than you. Jacob is no different than any of us. We're going somewhere tonight. Jacob is no way different than all of us in relationship and all kind of things that we're doing in our lives. We work hard, but what we got is not what we bargained for. And Laban said, it must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the first one. He said, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Okay? Laban, now you knew that from before, Laban. Why didn't you tell him? Yep. There are some people who won't tell you the truth until after you've been tricked. Yep. Now, check this out. Instead of saying, I'm wrong, I tricked you, it showed that Laban had pride. You know how some people are. Oh, you tricked me. Well, you shouldn't be tricked then. Ain't my fault you got tricked. Should I pay attention? It's the truth. It's the truth. Some people don't care. They're cynic. They don't care. Yeah, I tricked you in. You know? We're going somewhere tonight. Yeah, I tricked you in. What? What you going to do about it? So now, he said he could have told them that before the 7 years. Right? And now, it must not be so done in our country to give the younger before. Well, come on. It must not be so in our country, not even in our house or room in our country, that we give the young. Come on, man. That's the lamest excuse you can ever hear. Now, look what he says. 27, he said, fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the servants which thou served with me yet 7 other years. You see that, right? Some people trying to add more time to the time that you're given. Tricking you. There are some people in our lives, or in all of our lives, that purposely planning to keep you captured in a place where you can never be free. It is a planned detail of they hold back information, hold back all kinds of things, just for the plan of tricking you and using your emotion to bring you to a place of slavery. Emotional slavery, mental slavery. And Jacob, look at this, did so and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel, his daughter, to wife also. So now he worked 7 more years. 7 more years he worked now for Rachel. Now he was a slave. Sometimes he loved her so much that he said, you know what, I'm going to do it. How many of you sometimes come to a place and you know it's wrong, but sometimes you're so deep in you don't know how to get out? I'm taking you to the whole with me tonight. We're going to get there. We're going to get there together. I want you to understand what's going on. This is about relationship. This is about praise. This is about a woman who's caught up. This is about drama. This is better than anything else. This is about drama. This is about emotional. This is about feelings. This is about I love her. And then guess what? I'm being used. My love is being used to keep me a slave for her. Working hard. Being broken. Some of us, what's the point? I already worked 7 years for her and I got her sister. What's the point of me working another 7 years to get her? Because I don't want to take my time. Sometimes you're in a relationship and you put time. You're in a marriage. You put time and you feel like, why should I leave now? Because why? I already put 7 years for what I didn't want. I might as well put 7 more years of what I want. And leaving tricked her. Could be anything. Could be a career. Can be a job. Can be a friendship. Like I say, could be anything in life that you've been tricked over. Now we're going to go deeper. I want you to go into this. See, I want you to understand this woman. And I want you to understand Leah. I want you to understand Rachel. I want you to get these characters in the story to understand their feelings. Remember, could you imagine you being Leah and not being wanted? You see, I want you to look at both characters. Rachel, the younger, was wanted. About Leah. All of us have been Leah. Where we love, where certain things people don't want us because we got a lazy eye. A lazy eye can be an infirmity, something wrong with you. It may not just be a lazy eye, but it's something that puts you to the place where people reject you. Because they don't deem you perfect. You can't be in my group. You can't be in the clique. You can't be in this. You can't be in that. Because there's something that is imperfect inside of you. And you can sit here, beautiful that you can be Leah. Your parents rejected you. Your lovers rejected you. Your ex-husband rejected you. You don't like yourself. They used to call you too dark. They used to call you too light. They used to call you this. They call you this. All of us has been Leah. All of us has been in a place. And then you can be Leah too. Where a woman rejects you. You're not tall enough. You're not too short. You're too big. You're too this. Where people have rejected you. So Leah talked about rejection. Could you imagine how she feel laying up in that bed that morning when he probably discussing not too far from her, that's not the one I wanted. That's not the one I wanted. That's not the one I needed. We got to talk about, I wanted your sister, not you. And who can live with that? And who can deal with that? We're talking tonight. Can we talk? Can we talk? So now, could you imagine starting a marriage and rejection? Starting a relationship and rejection. I want to go in there. I want to go in. I want to go. Starting this thing in rejection. And starting in not only rejection, and lies and deceit. And trickery. Starting the whole relationship and lies and trickery, and people want you for a certain reason. There are some people who just want you, but want the idea of you, but don't want you. Oh. I think they call it trophy wives. Trophy relationship. I want the idea of you. Some people may not be in love with you, but the idea with your hair, your makeup, your lipsticks, how you come out the house. But when they see you in the house, that's not who they marry. They marry the person they saw on the street, but not marry the person they see without the makeup, with the thing on their head, with the robe.
All right.
Okay, all right. Okay, can I talk to y'all? Can we talk? You marry right there. You marry with her looking like a supermodel when you see her. But when you see the real woman, you got a problem with her.
Yep.
When she roll over in the morning. And her hair is not dead. Oh yeah. Or don't think that people are not in love with the illusion of you and not you. What you look like is not you. Because the way you look, sometimes when you walk in the house, you don't look like that 24 hours a day.
No.
You want somebody who's in love with you, not only in the house, but only, outside the house, but who's in love with you when you're in the house, when you don't have the makeup, when you have them jeans with holes in it, and your rollers and makeup and toothpaste all over your hair, and still say you're beautiful.
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh, nobody want to hear me. Nobody want to talk to me. Nobody want to talk. We going in tonight, brother. We're going to talk about it, because you're going to get that understand. Because you have to understand that if you're going to love me, you're going to love the whole of me. Some people are only in love with half of you. That half they don't see.
Yep.
See, dating is about you men dating the illusion.
Yep.
Because you don't got to go home with me. You don't got to see me with the rollers. You don't have to see me nasty. You don't have to see nothing. I pick you up and I drop you off. That's why marriage is important. Marriage is a different creature.
Yes, it is.
Marriage is a different creature. Anybody can be nice for 5 to 2 hours when I'm with you. Buy you lunch. Anybody be nice while I'm eating. You taking you eat, you happy. You taking me out. I'm happy. Let's do it 24 hours a day, every year. We go, it's something else, brother. It's something else right there. So you have to understand that somebody maybe, if you really know if he loves you, take off your makeup, put some rollers on,
Yep.
and show up. But we going out there like that, like that. But baby, I thought you loved me, not like that. But what happened when you take off the makeup? Could you imagine Leah? Lazy eyed, meaning she wasn't so pretty, but they call her sister pretty. Then some of us deal with that. There's sisters in our family, you're the pretty one, the other one is lazy eyed. Or you're the black sheep and you this and you that, all of us. Okay, let me move on. Anyway, I brought you into the hole with me. You did. Praise the Lord. Now look at this. And Laban, verse 20, Jacob fulfilled, and Laban gave to Rachel his daughter, Bilhah his handmaid, to be her maid. And he went in also unto Rachel. You see that, right? And he went in also. He had her too. He finally got Rachel. And he loved also Rachel more than Leah. See, now, it's not that he didn't have feelings for Leah, but he loved Rachel much more than Leah. See, just because somebody sleep with you, they will develop feelings for you. But the thing is, the word that is used, that he loved her.
Yeah.
He was in love with Rachel. He loved Leah, but he was in love with Rachel. Oh, okay. He was in love with her and served him yet 7 other years. So we find out, and when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, see, God saw the hate, the way she was being treated in the marriage. That he was married to 2 women, and he loved Rachel more than Leah. And God showed that she was hated, meaning that not being treated well, not being taken care of. And can I tell you something? Even though you're in a relationship, God can see that you're not being treated well. God can see that the people that you're with are not doing the right thing by you. The people that you're with is conniving, playing games with you, playing emotions with you, playing with your mind, playing with your heart. This is a generation where people play games now. They play games. See, they don't play games with Monopoly. They play games with your heart. They move your heart on the board. They move your heart from one piece to another piece. And if your heart don't match, they get another piece and just play that along the way and do the things that they got to do. But guess what? God is saying that God saw that Leah was hated. God see what people are doing to you. God see the way that you're being treated. God see the tricks. God see everything that you're dealing with. God see the hurt. And God see you coming to church and you don't talk to nobody about the issues, about your situation. And I'm figuring out that the biggest warfare that you deal with is home. Because when you are in your relationship or the things that you're going through, and when you come to church, you're going to have to smile and you're going to have lift up your hands to people and act like you got the praise and all these other things. But there's a real war going on. And God is saying, I see that you're hated. I see that you, my God, that you're not being treated right. I see that, my God, how things are happening for you in your life, in that relationship, in that job, in that marriage, in that situation that you're dealing with. We're going somewhere tonight. And then he says this, and he said he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. Oh God, have mercy. He opened the womb of, my God, of Leah. You see, sometimes you're going to give birth to things when God, see, people may not favor you, but God will favor you. And guess what? And her womb was open. I'm telling somebody, see, you may not be favored in the job, but God is about to open a door for you. That's what the womb means, a place of interest where you can give birth to something. You see, the thing is this, that even though you hate it, it doesn't matter if people hate you or things hate you. When God favors you, that's so, oh my God, it doesn't matter what anybody says. When God favors you, when God sees certain things about your life, people see may call you lazy eye, but if God, my God, look at you and God look at your situation and God is able to change the situation that you're going through. God is able to change the trial, my God, the things that meant to do you evil and kill you, and say, I see that you've been treated. And guess what the Bible said? And Rachel was barren. The one you love is barren, but the one you hated, my God, there are some people who hate you. There are some people who plot your evil and want to destroy you, but it doesn't matter what they say about you. It doesn't matter how evil they talk about you. It doesn't matter how they plan and how they plot. If God be for you, who can be against you? If God bless you, it doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they think about you. Because it is about God watching. That means God is watching some things in life that you don't even think that's going on. God, you may say, God, where are you? But God is watching. God is watching every word that's being spoken to you. God is watching every finger that's being broke, my God. Every time God said, give me time to what's going to happen. I'm watching you. I'm watching what's being said to you. I'm watching your depression. I'm watching your oppression. I'm watching your hurt. I'm watching your pain. I'm watching what you're going through. You bear, my God. You hated, my God, by family, by friend, by your husband, by your wife in that relationship. But guess what? But God said, I'm watching. I see what's going on with you. I see that you don't have. I see that you broke and you got to borrow. And I see that, my God, you going from house to house. I see what's going on with you. Just tell somebody, I see what's happening to you. You see, the thing about it is to understand, does God care about me? Does God care and see what I'm going through? But I come by here tonight to tell you that God sees it and God cares cares about you. That God understands that what God, the pain and the hurt. You see, the thing is that you may not understand Him moving. You may not understand God is doing anything in your life. But my God, but if you got up this morning, you got up by the Spirit of God. If you can make it up, wipe your eyes and wipe your tears and still got the strength. You've been in that place that you are a long time. But it's because God said, I see what's happening to you. My God. And because I see, I'm about to open the womb. I'm about to bless you. I'm about to do some things for you. I'm about to open doors for you. I'm about to break the chain for you. I'm about to do something for your life that's never been done before. That's why you got to hold on. I'll come back here to tell somebody, hold on just a little longer. God is about to show up for you. God is about to open the doors. You've been suffering for a long time. You've been in pain for a long time. You've been crying for a long time. And you've been saying, God, when, God? When are you going to move for me? When are you going to bless me? When are you going to do what you said you're going to do? I've been believing. I've been praying. I've been seeking. And I've done everything that you could want me to do, God. When are you going to move for you, God? And what God is saying, I see what you're going through. I see your pain. I see you've been waiting. I know you've been hated on. And I know they don't like you. But God said, now I'm about to move for you. Now I'm about to open the doors for you. Now I'm about to, oh God have mercy. Now I'm about to bless you. Now I'm about to do what, oh God, I know you've been rejected. And I know you're not liked. And guess what? In the family, my God, the rejection sometimes come in family. So my God, from somebody you're supposed to love you. Somebody who's supposed to care about you. As your husband, Jacob, as her husband, you're supposed to say, I got you, baby. I got your back. But guess what? She was hated. But God is saying, I see I'm about to open her womb up.
Yes, Lord.
And Leah conceived and bare a son. And she called his name Reuben. Because she said, surely the Lord had looked upon my affliction. Now my husband will love me, oh God. It is something about you looking to get love from somebody who don't love you the way you love them. Oh God have mercy. Maybe you don't know nothing about it. Maybe you're too young for it. Maybe you don't understand it. You've given life. You've given every part of yourself to this person. And I'm talking about Leah here. I'm talking about Leah. She did everything for that man. She cooked for that man. Cleaned for that man. Did everything for that man. And then, my God, sometimes you bring forth the kids in because you say, maybe if I give him a kid, he loved me. Come on, ladies. Come on. Maybe if I give him a kid, that he begin to treat me the way he needs to treat me. Maybe if I give him a kid, maybe my God, he gonna treat me right. Maybe if I give him a kid, he gonna do this for me. But now the kid come, you find out he still don't love you. He still don't care about you. He's still not treating you the way he needs to treat you. And guess what? She says, surely now he gonna love me. Surely now he gonna treat me right. Surely now he gonna do the things that need to be done by me. God, we're talking about now. She got herself, my God, insecurities in her. She got something. There's something about it when nobody loves you and they call you ugly and they call you all kind of things. It forms insecurities inside of you. And there's something about the need to be accepted, to need to be loved. God, you don't know what I'm talking about. You need your daddy to hug you. You need your mommy to tell you I love you, that I'm special to you. It's a form of rejection when you don't get what you need from them. And I'm talking about affection, and I'm talking about a hug. I'm talking about compliments. I'm talking about something. It breaks your heart more than anything else. This woman was rejected. All she needed is to be loved by Jacob. But now she said, maybe if I got a kid, and she called the name of the kid Reuben, now my husband will love me because I gave her something that the other woman can't. Yeah. I gave her something that she can't. Drama in the house, so nobody understands. This is Old Testament reading, but it's living a life now. Baby mama drama. Nobody want to hear what I'm talking about. Jacob had got battles between the mamas and a battle between who got the kids this and who don't have this. And Leah was saying, now, Rachel, I got me the upper hand because I got a kid by him and you don't. A battle. Because guess what? Sometimes we use the kids in the battle. We use the kids just to win the war. We use the kids to come on now. I got something for him. And you right in the middle of it, Jacob. You right in the midst of it. I got something for him. You don't. Yeah, because guess what? And see, you think it's about anything else. It's about you feeling that somebody loves me.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And you ask one woman, why do you have a kid? Because I need to feel. I need somebody to love me. Nobody want to hear me. Mm-hmm. The spirit of rejection. I need somebody to hold me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I need somebody to show me they care. So sometimes we have the kid and say, okay, now he gonna love me. I give him something that nobody else give him. I give him his first kid. Now he gonna have to be with me. I give him something. He gonna have to love me. And you find out that
It ain't true.
something wrong. And the thing is that you think it was about Jacob, but it was something deeper. It was about the rejection. It was me being rejected. It's about me not being loved. And now the kid is a pawn and a work of love. Okay, all right. Okay. And we're going to find out this woman going to keep having kids. And look what happened. And she conceived again and bare a son. And said, because the Lord had heard that I was hated, he had therefore given me this son also. And she called his name Simeon. Now she got 2 kids. Okay, now the 1 kid was not enough. Now I got 2 kids. Now I really got them now. I got them caught up. I got them, caught up in all these things. Now I got this second kid. He gonna have no choice but to love me. He gonna have no choice but to do all these things for my life. He gonna have no choice but to care about me. He gonna have no choice but to do everything. Come on. See now see now he gonna love me. I give him, surely the Lord has seen this thing. Now she said that I really got Rachel on the bind now. Yep. She ain't give him no kid, not give him 2 kids. I don't know if y'all see, maybe you need to live long enough to understand what's going on here. That it's a battle now. And the battle is just about affection. She kept having them because she wanted to be loved. She wanted something, that man, to love her. And she was not being loved the way she needed to be loved. And what most of us have done, you cannot look at Leah and blame her, because some of us have done things to be loved by people who didn't love us.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Some of us are doing things now for people who don't love us the way we need to be loved. Just for sake of, could it be that it's not that, but it's a spirit deeply embedded in you, the spirit of rejection. Deep inside, somewhere down the family line, that you didn't get hugged enough. You didn't feel loved enough. And some of you are 40, 50, 30, 20s. You still feel the rejection from the time you were young. And now you begin to play with a man or a woman, and you're going to give up everything in your life. Everything. Somebody to look at you and say, I accept you and I love you. Well, that's what it's all about. You want somebody to accept you. You want somebody to love you. That's all you want. But now it's being played in a bigger stage. You're a little kid in a grown-up body, still trying to be accepted. Still trying to be loved and still trying to care. And you're going to do everything. You know how you used to be in a play yard? Will you be my friend? It's the truth. Will you be my friend? I'll give you my sandwich if you be my friend. Now it's more like I'll give you my body if you be. Oh God, this is something. And men, we've done the same thing. Don't think rejection is just a woman issue, but it is a men issue. We keep having kids with different women because we want to be loved. Maybe this is too deep for y'all tonight. We keep having kids because we want to be loved. Somewhere as a little boy, our papa was not around. Our daddy was not around. Our mama didn't show us the love that we needed. But somewhere along the line, we try to throw our mama in that relationship of that woman to love us and care for us. But the difference is we can have kids with this one. And the kids have become ownership to my love for you to love me. Because when she got my kid, she got no choice but to love me and to care about me. I can come anytime. It's getting personal. It's getting personal, but it's all right now. It's all right. Now I got you. You're going to love me. See, the thing is, the kid has become something of an ownership to you. I own you. Oh, I own her. I was reading Isaiah 4:1, where 7 women will grab one man and say, I just want your name. What does that mean? I want your seed. I want your seed. I don't want you. I just want your seed. I want your last name. That's you know what that means. Because if you have a kid, you get that man's last name.
Yep.
I want your name. And this is all about rejection. This is all about the spirit of rejection. And maybe tonight that makes us uncomfortable to talk about the spirit of rejection. And this is really about the birth of praise and understanding who God is and what God is. And this is a spirit that we deal with, the spirit of rejection, on which is hidden to be something called loneliness and loneliness and fear and all these other things, the need to be loved. But the root of it is the spirit of rejection. Spirit of rejection. I can't be alone. Rejection, because that goes into the fruits of loneliness.
Right.
I gotta be with somebody. Because I need to be loved. That's what you really say. I need to be accepted. And nobody here can say that I don't need to be accepted. Everybody here likes to be loved. I was watching a documentary about Dominic Wilkins. What does that have to do with this? A lot. And it come to a point that he was born in France and he went to South Carolina and played. In South Carolina, he became one of the biggest basketball players in South Carolina. I mean, this guy was doing things in South Carolina, and he was loved. He was accepted.